hot. It's muggy. There's a thunderstorm coming in. I want to go camping, but there's a thunderstorm coming in. So, camping's not going to happen today. It wasn't going to happen today anyway. But tomorrow I definitely was going to attempt camping over the next 3 days, because that's what my 6-year-old really desperately wanted for his birthday, and I love camping. So we're going to just have to play it by ear. I have a feeling, though, that it's going to seem like the ocean is going to just flip upside down on us over the next couple days. Although Addison and I had an experience a couple of years ago where we were basically sleeping in the water. It was like her first real camping experience. One of her first camping experiences. It was kind of funny. Our whole tent was like getting ready to float away. So today's topic, I'm not going to take a whole long time to actually get into it. Hopefully we don't get interrupted. I have kids here and stuff. Hey, late morning. Happy late morning, Addison, Brad, Bob, Nika, Marcus. And I was running around, and the topic it's a play on my coffee cup. You see? Does she like my coffee cup? Mermaid at heart. Oh, Addison, that was funny, awful, all at the same time. Yeah, we slept in a river. We did. It was funny. She had more of the river because our tent was kind of on the hill, and I pulled the older sister card, you could say, on her, and I made her sleep on the downward slope where the water was really, really wet. I was on that kind of friend. Yeah, I was like, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, she had the wetter spot. But no, so today's topic is sometimes life is like the Little Mermaid fighting Ursula. Remember that old movie, right? My gosh, it's a collector's edition these days if you still have that old VHS tape. I think my second oldest daughter has the VHS tape. It's probably worth a mint to have the original Little Mermaid. But I was thinking about stuff. There is this like humongous crow. He's the size of a hawk, and he is sitting in the tree on the other side of my daughter's house, screaming at me. He's like, pay attention. I always pay attention to birds. Morning Ron. So the topic, yes, I was like, hey, I even have a mermaid cup. I'm in my saltwater heels everything shirt. So it's kind of like a sea day, I guess you could say, and it's a sea of emotion is what's going on. And I thought, this is a great topic to teach on, because sometimes it really does feel like we are in this, depiction of Disney's Little Mermaid fighting Ursula, the big bad sea witch, right? And there's all this different stuff, and what did Ursula do? Ursula basically had you sign this contract to give your whole soul away to her, and gave you this impossible task to do, and good luck to you, but of course you're going to get all your hopes, your dreams, and all this awesome stuff. And a lot of people, number one, we live life kind of like that. We think we're going to get all of our hopes and our dreams based on a fictitious that we've been told and everything. If you go to college, if you go do this, if you get this job, and if you live in this neighborhood and drive this car, and you get married at this age, and you have 2.5 kids, then you're going to just be happy, right? You're just going to be happy because that's the dream, that's the way it is. And it's all bullshit. It really is. Because you can have the house, you can have the car, you can have the 2.5 kids, you can have the college degrees, the masterships, the PhDs, the doctorates, all this amazing certificates, and you can have the job and all that good stuff, and you can still be the most unsuccessful person on the planet, and really destitute and unhappy and just disgusted with your life, because that's not where happiness comes from, right? And then you have all this other stuff where you just kind of get like washed up in life, and you get tossed around. Yesterday I had a really great day. Like, I was just, it kind of took Monday, the morning part, had appointments in the afternoon, did an amazing consult, had some good client appointments and everything. And in the midst of all my appointments, I get a call from the hospital, and the hospital's calling me, and I'm like, oh my God, it's my mom. It's my mom. I know that it's something to do with my mom, and my heart just went boom right? Because my mom, she's 85 years old and she's got dementia, and she's just like, she's not doing good, not doing good at all. She's very, very lost. She's a Holocaust survivor, all this different stuff. Grew up in Nazi Germany, got transferred through 5 different concentration camps, her and her little sister, when they were, 6, 7, 8 years old, bounced around. So she's been through a lot in her life. And I think that it's really thrown a lot into her golden years, not making them not so golden. But no, so the hospital called, and I actually just screenshotted the phone number and sent it off to my oldest daughter and said, can you please call them, because I'm in the middle of appointments. Like, I can't do this right now. So I got a text message from my daughter saying that my mom's in the hospital and somebody had just randomly dropped her off there. So she had been abandoned to the hospital. So the story goes, well, she didn't get abandoned. She actually got picked up by this is like, here's the crazy of Alzheimer's land. So, and this is just me giving you like that realness of here's what Kendal sometimes goes through. So you know that I have that life too, right? So it's not all organic chocolate roses and great orgasm all the time in my world. There's reality here too. There's children from yesterday's conscious coffee that you can see can come and disrupt and cause chaos. And then there are dementia patient parents that can come and cause emotional disturbance and financial pressure as well. And just make you just go, oh my gosh, I was just emotionally tapped out by the end of the day last night. By the time I hit my pillow, I was just like, I'm emotionally done with today. But no, so story goes that her caregiver and her were out in the car going someplace yesterday, and she was in the back seat, and she decides that her caregiver is dangerous. She thinks that her caregiver is part of the mafia and has a basement and does all this, like, where it's like a bunch of stories. It's like some really, really big fables that she can tell. So she tries to get out of the moving car. So she tries to break out of the back window, I guess, of the car. If you can picture this little 4'10" German Jewish woman who is trying to like bang out of this car while it's driving down the road. They get her to the house and they get her inside and they're trying to calm her down. Well, she's like just ripping stuff off the walls and she's beating stuff up, and she busts through 2 windows. She breaks 2 windows of the residential house out with, I don't know, probably a piece of furniture. I'm guessing. I haven't gotten the whole story yet. She busted out a couple windows and got cut up, obviously. They had to call the cops. They called the ambulance. The ambulance had to come and sedate her and actually tie her down. And it's like, oh my God, oh my God. And then they hauled her off and they took her to the hospital and checked her in for, obviously, for dementia. So that's what's on my task list for this afternoon, is to call. And, this case, it's interesting being the daughter to a dementia patient. This is where it really feels like sometimes life is kind of like you're the little mermaid and you're fighting Ursula, when sometimes it means that Ursula is kind of life coming at you from all these different ways, as all these tentacles engaging with you, and you just don't know what to do. And you feel lost. You feel like you're caught up there, like that little scene in the Little Mermaid, when she gets turned into that little icky, whatever the heck Ursula turns the people into, that she keeps in her one cave, and she turns the Little Mermaid into that, and she's down there at the bottom of this tide pool, this whirlpool, right? And she's at the bottom like that, and you just see her looking up, completely helpless in this tide pool of water, just going, help me. And I think that we get caught up in that kind of emotion in life. I know I certainly was yesterday. It was just a fuck it moment for me, where I sat here just going, what do I do with this? I called my brother, and he's just helpless on it, not going, he doesn't know what to do. He lives in another state and doesn't really have he's never had that great connection with our mother either. I'm the one who's always been there. And it's just kind of one of those very emotional, tapping, exhausting events. And so this morning I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta deal with all this stuff. And then I was looking at my mermaid cup, and I'm like, okay. And here's the thing. the thing is that no matter what we go through, we all have these emotional, turbulent situations that can come up in our life in different ways and can really tax us and exhaust us in so many different ways. And I hear the words in my head, curriculum of love. You know, it is just that we are being taught this curriculum of consistent, heart-opening love, that the only way through any of it is to tap into our heart center and to really access that unconditional love. But that does not mean, you know, that we have to necessarily go and strive and push and force things or try to take control of things that are out of our control. For example, like my mother's situation, there's not a whole lot that I can do about the situation. As much as I want to intervene, as much as I want to step in, I want to save her, right? I want to be her knight in shining armor. I don't want to just whisk her off and save the day. The reality is I can't change the fact that she has dementia. I can't change the fact that she's made some of the decisions that she's made in her lifetime that's put her into the predicaments that she's in currently, and really handcuffed myself and my brother in different ways. So there is not a whole lot that you can do in those situations. Well, here's the thing. There's often in life, we're going to get interrupted by 4-year-old. There's often in life that you end up in these situations where you really don't have the control.
Mommy.
Like this. Yes, baby.
I want some orange juice.
You want some orange juice? Well, if you go get me a cup and you go get me the orange juice, I'll pour it for you.
No, I want you to.
You want me to go? All right. We're going to take everybody with us then. All right. We are going to go and we're going to pour orange juice while we're finished talking about this. Okay. Let's go get orange juice. Orange juice and bills.
Hey, Mommy.
So often there's this time when we really don't have the control that we might want to have. Like, I don't know where a sippy cup is.
So that's what it looks like?
That's what it looks like.
The ball?
Oh my gosh, we found these for all you moms and dads out there. I'm going to show you this. If your kids don't have nut allergies,
What is that, Mommy?
they're the bomb. They're the absolute bomb.
I don't want that cup.
You don't like that cup? Your cup's in the dishwasher, baby.
It's Jason. Is it Jason? I want some of that.
Go get me your sippy cup.
I want that cup. You
Okay.
want this cup.
Back to topic here in
I
just a
know.
second. As soon as I pour orange juice.
That's mine cup. Mommy, I don't want that cup. I want a different one.
Your sippy cup is over there in the living room. Go get it from. Okay, guys. We're getting intimate, up close and personal with Kendall's parenting here. I was actually thinking about creating a tantric parenting course. Now that just popped in. Like, I was thinking about it. Would you please go get me a cup?
I can't find it.
All right, we're off to find a cup. Please stop attacking me with
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Thank you. I'm being attacked by Black Panther. Okay. So sometimes in life we don't really get the option to try to control situations, right? We can't force things to go the way that we might want them to go.
That's the thing.
Here, babe. Kind of like we can't force the lid on. It doesn't want to go on. Out of the fridge.
Mommy, I want some more. And I want to go outside in the garden and run the receiver.
Well, you can do that in a sec.
Now.
Nope.
Wait, watch out.
Okay. So, we can't always force things. Sometimes we have to go with the flow, like with children, with parenting here, right? Sometimes you go with the flow and light. All right. So sometimes we can't force things. And like I was talking about with the situation with my mom and everything, that, you know, you really can't, like, I'm completely out of control in that situation. It is, even though I might feel like I'm Little Mermaid and Ursula life is coming at me with all these different tentacles, with all this different stuff. I am Little Mermaid, according to my 4-year-old. Actually, Addison's more Little Mermaid. She's got the long red hair. I've got the Elsa thing going on. But the important thing to kind of remember in any of those situations, much like just interruption, you know, we get interrupted in so many different ways. Sometimes it's big ticket items. Sometimes it's those items like the hospital calling me yesterday, which I would consider a big ticket item. You know, it's like everything's going along smooth. Then I find out, oh, my mom's been running away. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, she destroyed her caregiver's house. Yay! You know, I was like, that's big stuff. Hold on. You guys are being rude. Sometimes it's little things. When your kids decide to grab a hose and bang on the post, right? Any way you look at it, the thing that it always comes back to is based on that curriculum of love, on the heart center, on unconditional love, on unconditional just being able to open, to breathe into the situation, to find that point of flow, of ease, of grace, as I like to call it.
I didn't bring this bell to be here
and to come at things from a more spiritual perspective. I always keep in mind the statement of trying to look at your life through heaven's eyes. So to look at your life as though it really is a life tapestry. And we get so caught up on those little itty bitty spots, you know, like each thread. We get caught up on the thread, we get caught up on the knot, we get caught up on the stitch. And we don't see the whole tapestry, we don't see the whole painting. But if we look at life more through heaven's eyes and we take that bigger perspective on things, what we actually end up doing, what we actually end up doing is realizing that there's so much more at play than just the little thing that we happen to be going through in that moment. Hey, morning, Michelle. Oh my goodness, a whole bunch of people popped on while I'm like running around with kids stuff. Maybe I should do like kids stuff. Are kids entertaining? Man, on YouTube. Have you ever seen Ryan's Family Stuff? Did you know those people make $80 million a year on all their products and everything? I looked it up the other day. I was like, holy crap. And their toys aren't even worth what you pay for them. It's just all this thing. And they got started by making slime. It's crazy. Another topic, though. Another topic. I guess kids are kind of funny. And it's definitely unstoppable show, right? So, yeah. But when we are really caught up in these moments, like last night for me, I'm sitting there and I could feel my heart wanting to close. Here I've been hit with this news and I just felt myself going, oh. And even this morning over breakfast, I sat there and my lover, he was trying to be flirty and playful with me. And I'm just going, no, like I'm a no to this right now. And he's like, yeah, I can tell you're just not, like you're not in a turned on space. I'm like, it's not that I'm not in a turned on space. It's that I'm in an emotionally exhausted space because of the side swipe of this coming in, of like, what do I do? And there's really no direction or guidance. And often what we end up going through when we hit these emotionally turbulent areas is that there's no direction or guidance on things. We don't really know what steps to do, what steps to take, who to turn to, and that's where we get the lost feeling, that lost feeling where we get caught in that whirlwind, that tide pool of emotion, of chaos, of all this stuff going on. And what do we do? And where we're like the Little Mermaid sitting at the bottom of that going, oh my God, you know, like it's scary, we're lost, we're just shrinking, right? We're shrinking in our power. The only way through it, though, much like in The Little Mermaid, it's the accessing of your truth. It's the accessing of your heart center. It's that opening up, that revealing of who you really truly are to find your power. And that's the case with anything, whether it is parenting one of these little things right here, or hold on, got something going on here. Okay, if I accidentally just sent somebody something, I apologize. I don't know what the heck happened there. Whether it is in your parenting, whether it is in big ticket emotional, like I have a lot of people that are breaking up in their relationships right now that have had different situations happen in their life. There's so much different emotional turbulence that can take place in our lives and get us in this tailspin of emotion and exhaustion. And we want to shut down. We want to just go, ugh, like this, right? Because why? When we do this, we feel like we're protecting ourselves. We feel like we're armoring up. When we're not going to let ourselves get hurt anymore. There's only so much anybody can take, right? But we hear the statement of God will only give you what you can handle. Well, that's extremely true, but in order to handle it, you can't shut down. In that shutdown, we shut out all the blessing, we shut out the lessons, we shut out the growth, the expansion that we get from those events that are taking place. Because in every single thing that is going on, even when it's not so pretty or so orgasmic or so, exhilarating and fun, there's still really great, fantastic lessons. And it's like, I don't know if any of you have ever read the book Failing Forward, but in the book Failing Forward, it's just on that through our failure is how we really step into success. We learn from our failures. Not that being hit emotionally is a failure, but there is still growth in the negative. Instead of looking at the negative as though this is negative and it's sideswiping me, it's beating me up, it's got me shrinking, it's got me locking down, it's got me all that stuff, but instead to go in and internally go into the heart center and to try to open and expand and to really tap into that and say, all right, yeah, this doesn't feel that great right now. Yeah, it's exhausting. It's fatiguing. It's got me scared. It's got me in anxiety. It's got me whatever that emotion is, right? Feeling probably overwhelmed, a lot of it, or stressed out in different ways. Even in those moments, you have to turn it from this is bad to this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to discover myself deeper. This is an opportunity for me to really dig in and find my courage. This is an opportunity for me to meet myself at a much deeper level, to really find out what I'm made of or what my potential is. Because in those moments of great darkness, you can gain so much clarity, because what you end up wanting to do is to find the light, right? You're looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. Where is it? Just if I can just get that focus, if I can just get a little drop of hope, right? That drop of hope is always with you. It's always, always, always with you. And it's right here. It's right here in the heart. It's right here in just tapping in. I talk a lot about faith and everything, and I'm not even doing it from the religious Christian perspective. I'm talking about that just having some fucking faith. And I like to use the word certainty more so than faith, because to me, certainty is what? Being certain that, there is without a doubt. It's not just, I'm just turning everything over. Yes, I'm turning everything over in faith, but I am certain that God, universe, source, higher power, whatever you want to call the greater that is greater than us, that it's got my back. It's got our back. If we completely open our hearts to that, which means that we have to open up our centers. We have to find that place of faith. We have to allow that little bit of light, which is unconditional love, to really reveal who we are in any given moment. So like last night, I cried myself to sleep because it wasn't even that I was sad over my mom's situation. I feel like I lost my mom a couple of years ago. It's been a 2-year mourning process for me already. Like it's not a losing of mom going on, but it's an overwhelm of, oh fuck, what do I do with all of this legal and, you know, financial and time responsibility? Like, how am I going to pull all of this and more together and harmonize it to that degree? Well, there's only one answer to it. Number one, I can't do it. There you go. There's not enough of me to go around. There's not enough of me in multiple ways to find success in that. So the only way to get through something that is such a big ticket item in so many different departments is to just have certainty that it's going to work out, and to just go, okay, I'm just like, it's out of control on this. There you go. I'm just out of control. So I'm going to let life guide me on it instead of just trying to force it, to control it. And that is the thing that I think the lesson truly is. No matter what you're going through, no matter what that hardship is, you know, I have family that's going through struggles with custody, with sexual child abuse, and different things going on there, and it's just phenomenal as to what I'm witnessing happening with the court systems and the legal systems there. And once again, completely out of control. There's nothing that any one of us can necessarily do. Can financially support, can emotionally support to the best of our ability, can time-wise support, can, you know, be strong, stable, you know, secure house meaning family for them. But at the end of the day, it's really out of control, and all you can really do in those moments is to drop in, lean in, open your heart, and just have faith that you really can access so much more, because the miracles, which is that more, the miracles are there when we get into here, when we really tap into the faith and that certainty, and we open up that heart center. So I encourage you today, so I don't get too lengthy here, and I see a bunch of people just texting me right now and everything as well. I encourage you today to look at the negative spots, what you deem negative, what you deem like, man, this is a really big challenge. This is something that I'm really struggling with. I don't feel like I can make it through. I feel lost. I feel like life has abandoned me, or that so-and-so has abandoned me. Maybe you've abandoned yourself in different ways. You feel scared, nervous, anxiety-ridden, just like mind blown as to how can we, you know, do anything. I see something here. Somebody's asking me something. We can help the boys, though, with the child abuse, legal troubles. Help here. If it's... Thank you, Addison. Yes. Addison just posted a link to the GoFundMe that my family member has up for legal help if anybody feels called to help them. Even $20-25 is like major help right now. We're all just kind of pulling together and trying to make a whole bunch of big stuff happen for them. So I do encourage you, like, that's, I think I'll just leave it at that on this particular Conscious Coffee as well. But I do, back to the homework really quick, back to the concept. Click on the link. Donate to 3 little boys who are being sexually abused. Like, you want to know why people, and I could go on a whole freaking rant, and maybe I should do that later, on just like sexual abuse and childhood abuse and everything, because I tell you, I'm a firm believer that a lot of the people that are out there that are the perpetrators actually were the victims at one point as small children and were not ever heard, and so now they're trying to take back their power in different ways, outside of just some people are really just fucked up in the head, which could be the case. I don't know this particular person's storyline as to why he's doing it or how he's managed to get away with this shit, but he does. But back to what I want you guys to focus on. I want you to look at what is really troubling you, and I want you to try to re-examine it from the heart center and look at it from an opportunity mindset versus an I'm fucked here mindset, to put it very boldly and just in your face. Change that shit, I'm fucked here, to where's my opportunity here? What am I supposed to learn? How am I supposed to expand? What kind of parts of me am I supposed to be tapping into? How can I call in the blessings? You can open up, you can really, really just lean in, and as my cup says, mermaid at heart, heavy on the heart side, right? It's about tapping into your heart center and really leaning in and finding that unconditional love state. First, for self. Second, for the situation. Third, for whomever else is involved in the situation, which might be the hardest task to do there because we tend to want to point outward. But you've got to find that unconditional love and forgiveness to all three of those spots and really learn to see it more as the opportunity. So look for the opportunities in your negative spot. Trash. It's trash day. I forgot. I do this every Tuesday, don't I? Morning, Richard. Go back, listen to the whole Conscious Coffee. You'll find out how I'm doing. Trash. Let him get through here. He's almost done. I'm at the end of the street almost, so he'll be done making noise in a sec. I see other announcements. Any other announcements? I think I will go back and I'm going to do it like a live stream just on the childhood abuse stuff that is going on. Kind of bring some awareness to that. So I'm going to encourage you guys that if you see me posting a video on childhood sexual abuse or trauma or any kind of abuse, please share it, as well as share this Conscious Coffee. If you want to help me and out in any possible way, share the Conscious Coffees. Your likes, your loves, your comments, and your shares are definitely a big helper, okay? You help me spread positive words, you help me get messages out there, you help people access free coaching that can't normally, afford to hire a coach and everything. So sharing these messages, these Conscious Coffees, is indeed a very big help to everybody. You're helping the world. Other messages that I would like to share with you, events. Addison and I have workshops coming up. We have oral intimacies coming up on the 22nd of June. So that's a local Dallas event. So anybody in the Dallas area, you're more than welcome to go and check that out. It is already filling up. It is limited seating. So if you think that you want to come to this, don't think too long, because guess what? It is limited seating and it will be gone. Okay? And other events that I would like to share. I still am doing free micro consults, so anybody who wants the possibility of working with me, I am accepting free micro consultation slots still. There are still a few available for this month as well. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. There's lots of other stuff, as you guys always know. I've always got a shit ton going on. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that stuff. So grab the spots for the oral intimacy if you're local. If you're thinking about doing coaching work, want to know a little bit more about me, want to just touch base, click on the link for the micro consultations. Otherwise, go donate to the GoFundMe that is posted in the comments section. That would be much appreciated. A major helping contributor factor, even if it's $10, $20, $25. Of course, anything is accepted there. It is just very helpful. If you can't do anything like that, at least hit the share button on it and help me get the word out there. I'm trying to get it out to as many people as possible. So share the GoFundMe for me and help me to help these 3 small children, age 2, 4, and 5, to get them out of harm's way. No children should go through what they are going through. If you want to learn a little bit more about their story, it is on the GoFundMe. I also have an article about childhood abuse on my website at www.kendalwilliams.com that I wrote about 3 weeks ago, and it is the story about these 3 boys. So I encourage you to go back. You can just go into the search engine or scroll back through, but if you put childhood abuse in there, it'll pull it right up for you, okay? So, as always, stop existing, start living. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee sometime throughout the day. And for today, live from the heart. Love you guys.